Hope everyone is okay with recording. Nobody has any objection. I'm not going to post this anyway, don't worry.
Yes,
Okay.
you can record.
Okay. Thank you. So, guys, thank you all for joining. Firstly, and it's a very good experience that all of us are coming together and giving all these webinars to each other. Yesterday, Sakshi's webinar was quite insightful. It made me realize a lot of things that we have all been ignorant of. Rashi's session was really good on LinkedIn, and so I thought that things that I'm very good at, I don't know if I'm good at it or not, but I have good experience in that. I've done that a lot. I have done sales with Taj company. I've done sales with Barclays Bank, Baiju's learning application. Now with Career Launcher, sales is an integral part. According to me, everyone is a salesperson. We all have to sell something or the other. So sales is a big part of all of us, and there are a lot of things that we miss out in sales, directly or indirectly. Subconsciously we do not understand what is happening. Sometimes we just try to directly sell. So all these, there are small snippets in mindset, conditioning in sales that we need to understand. If we understand those small mindset things, we'll be able to cover that. So I have designed the entire session today only for trainers and speakers. The principles of today's sales is common among all the industries, but specifically for our industry, specifically for a trader, how we can leverage these knowledge to get more trainings, to get more clients. This is something which I also use. This is something which you all can use. So can we start? Can I have a thumbs up or yes or anything to
Yes,
start?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Others are excited. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. So one small disclaimer: while I give sales training, I've done these trainings a lot of time. I become very aggressive, so because I love this subject. So please don't get alarmed if I get too aggressive during the training. Okay, so let's start. So guys, before we start anything, the first thing as a salesperson, what you need to have is you need to have a good sales plan. When I say a sales plan, that is, I simply mean that you need to understand how many clients or how many trainings, how many students, how many participants I need. You need to fix a number for yourself. There are two ways: either you can do it monthly basis, either you can do it weekly basis. For example, when I started my book readers club, in March first week, I decided that by end of March 31st, I will make 30 people join my club. At that point of time, I had 20 people. I made a target for myself that 50 people I will make, 50 members should join my club by the end of March 31st. And trust me, I made that happen. So when you put a number to your agenda, a sales is nothing without numbers. If you do not put numbers to your plan, it will not help out. So first thing first, if you need to plan, you need to have a good sales plan. So look at the first point. According to target trainings or clients, you need to understand, you need to make up your mind that if I have 30 days in a month, 15 days I need to have trainings. Let's, for example, if we talk about physical trainings, you need to understand 15 trainings I should have. Now to get those 15 trainings, understand how many clients you need to approach or how many clients should approach you. So according to me, 10 to 20% is the conversion ratio. So if I want 15 trainings, I need to at least contact 100 to 150 clients. I repeat, if I need to have 15 trainings, I need to contact 100 to 150 uh, clients. That includes your emails, your calls, anything that you are comfortable with. Even a small LinkedIn message that you send to any HR, L&D professional, an HR or a principal or a TPO, that also is part of your sales plan. So please understand, put up a number against your training. That's something very important. If you are just blindly going and taking, okay, whichever training I get, I will take it, it won't work like that. You have to put a number. For example, in my scene, book readers club, these many members, sales training, these many members, TPO or the pay placement training in this college, I need to have 3-4 trainings like that. You need to have a number. You need to plan up your month. It not month, at least the week you should plan. Second point, like 10 trainings per month, etc. Fix a target for yourself. That's very important. Third thing, Also, because we know that social networking, Rashi had a very great session based on LinkedIn, that we need to understand how to leverage LinkedIn and all these social media platforms, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok also now. It all depends on the content sharing. Content sharing happens because you want to show some value to your customer. The posts that you do on your LinkedIn, your Facebook, are like trailers of the actual film that you're going to present to your client. So how many posts, how many content you need to share? For example, I have decided myself, for myself, if you want, you can note it down. Three things I have to do on a daily basis. One, I have to post one picture. I have to post one picture, like either me or a training that I'm doing, a screenshot, anything, a picture, a content, a written content. I will write a post and post it. And third, a small video. These three things on a daily basis I have to do. This is something which I have fixed up for myself. That includes on all social media platform, Facebook, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and all that. That is also part of your sales plan. I repeat, that is also part of your sales plan. How you are getting those clients will depend on the activity that you are doing. Very important. Look at this. On a daily basis, per day, how many calls or emails? So when I said, for example, to get 10 trainings, you need to make 100 calls, for example. Now 100 divided by 30. If you divide 100 divided by 30, it simply comes to 3 to 4 calls per day. So you are sorted. Every evening, I have to make 3 calls to 3 clients. I repeat, I have to make 3 calls to 3 clients. Hello, sir. If you know them very well, if you do not know them, make a cold call. Hello, sir. This is Shobit Singhal. I'm a sales trainer. It was so sorry to call you so randomly. I wanted to just introduce myself and send you an email for myself. I got your number from this reference. If it's a reference, if it's a retained customer, I'll talk about how retaining works. But these things are very important. You need to plan how many calls, how many emails I need to do per day. If you do not plan your sales, you will not achieve the desired results that you have. You can also put this in monetary terms also. I have to earn 1 lakh rupees for my training from this month. So if I have to do this for my pre-placement trainings, I charge 3,000 rupees per day. So I have to make at least 10 trainings. For my personal one-on-one sessions, I charge 5,000. So I need 50,000 from that. You can, anyway, you need to plan, but put numbers to your planning and try to achieve them on a daily basis. On a daily basis, try to achieve them. And look at this, the fifth point, fresh calls or follow-up. So you need to understand there are two kinds of calls. First is fresh calls. When I say fresh calls, that means when you're calling someone, either a principal, either a corporate L&D professional HR, you're calling them for the first time. So that will take, that call should be a, if possible, can be longer, or you can give a short introduction of yourself. Tell them I'm sending you an email, I'm sending you a WhatsApp, I'm connecting with you on LinkedIn. Please check out my profile. The third thing, or the second point, fifth point is follow-ups. 82%, there's a research done by Bloomberg, 82% of the clients that you call are gone without follow-up. It's a sales data that approximately 80% of the calls that you make, fresh calls, are not followed up. Even if they don't show interest, it is your job to understand. Hello, sir, I send you an email. What about that? Have you given a thought? No problem, sir. That's fine. Take care in the days of lockdown. Stay healthy and stay safe. It doesn't take long. You just need to follow up. Follow up is more important than fresh calls. Why it is, I'll tell you in the next slide. But follow ups are very important. And at least, as I said in the last point, at least 3 to 5 calls, at least 3 to 5 emails on a daily basis you should send. I work in a full-time company, so I don't do that frequently. But if I would have been a full-time freelance trainer, I would have been done. I have got all my assignments because I do that. Before last year, I used to do 3 mails every day. Every day I used to send 3 emails to 3 different people who I don't know. This is something which I have. I believe you can also you can put less number, you can put more number, but a plan is very important. Any questions in this? Shall we move on? Any questions?
I have one question, Shobit.
Sure.
Yeah. So I understand where you are coming from, and your point is very valid, of course, based on your experience. But what happens is that when sometimes you take a follow-up call or you take a fresh call, you don't want to portray yourself to be needy. That's a, that's a very valid point. Of course we don't want to sing, but what kind of uh, what kind of conversation it should be?
Okay, so let me do one thing. I think the question, I understand the question where it's coming from. I let me do the entire training, because I've covered what to speak in the calls also, right? So let me
Sure,
cover the
sure.
entire training, and
Hmm.
I guess everyone can park the questions, and in the last we can have a small Q&A session, right?
Sure, sure,
Because
sure,
I'm sure all the questions that you have right now, I'm sure in the next slides it will be covered, right?
sure,
Fine. So
sure.
let's move on. So please park your question or note it down. I will try to answer all these questions in the next slide. So this is all about sales plan. Now, before you even approach the customer, even before you any client, anyone that you want to understand, or anyone you want to approach, there are small mindset that we need to understand. This is not something which I am theoretically giving you. This is something which I have understood from my own experiences. I have attended a lot of sales training, not only from India. Grant Cardone, Dan Locke, all these multi-millionaires, I've invested in them, and these formulas have worked for them also, for me also. So these are the some things that I'm trying to make you understand. So first thing first, understanding the mindset of the customer. First thing you need to understand is, you are not selling, the customer is buying. It's a tricky to understand. Please understand. What we do is, sometimes we all are full of ourselves that I have created a training program, I have created a TOC, and this TOC is the best in the world. So I will talk only about what I have created, no matter what is the requirement of that client, or what is the requirement of that training. Akshay Agarwal has made a beautiful video on Facebook group of our training Gurukul. He said that you need to customize your cover email when you send that email, and you to tell that I'm the specialist in the train domain that you're looking for. You're not selling, the customer is buying. So you have to think from the customer's point of view, what I need to have in this training, not what you are providing, but what the customer is expecting. If you understand this mindset, that will be like the highlight of your pitch. You don't need to do anything else if you just understand what the customer is trying to give. Second point is, always sell a solution, not a product. If any one of you have attended my webinar on Book Readers Club, I did not sell the idea of book reading. I did not talk about, for the first 30-40 minutes, I didn't even came to book reading. I was just selling the solution, that for every problem there's a solution, and how to get the solution through books. So basically, I was trying to make people understand that there is a problem that we all have, whether it's a financial problem, whether it's an emotional problem, any problem. There is a solution in a book. A book is a solution for a problem. So when you sell a solution to your customer, for example, if you meet a principal and he says that students are not disciplined in my college. So basically, if you tell them that I can give emotional intelligence, I have done this, that won't matter to him until and unless you are giving a solution to the problem. So if you tell them that, okay, I can customize my training according to tell the students importance of what discipline can teach them in life, being punctual and all that, so that this will be helpful to your students. So until and unless you customize your training program according to this problem and sell a solution, not a product, that is something very important. Third is the 80-20 rule. Now the 80-20 rule is very interesting. What it does it mean is, 80% of your clients, let's say you have 10 clients, 80% of your clients, your training partners, or your L&D partners, or your vendors and all that, 80% of them will give you 20% of profits. When I say that, matlab, agar 8 clients if I have 8 clients, all those 8 will give me 20% of my results, and the kind of 20% clients I have will give me 80% profit. So that means, if you have a database of 100 clients, for example, you have, like, for example, Akshay Agarwal has done so many trainings. So 20, if he has 20 clients, he need to figure out what are my 4 and 5 core clients. When I say core client, that means these people will always call me back for the training, and they will always be always be welcoming me to give more trainings to them. That is called customer retention, then customer acquisition. Customer acquisition is new customer, हमको नया client चाहिए. Do not fix on the idea of getting more and more trainings. Get the idea of getting more and more trainings from the existing clients that you have. That is more important, because already there's established relation, already they trust your trainings. That is something very, 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 very important. So this is something, if you understand this rule, you will be always able to go back to the clients that has worked for you. Not only their companies, they will always refer you in the other companies also. So basically, they will give you 80% profit by just referring you. As Akshay said in his videos also, he just keeps getting references from, because the feedback was so good. So that is something which you need to create.
Shobit, I'm sorry,
Yes.
but I am not able to understand this much. Like,
Okay.
if I have, like, let's say Akshay has 100 clients.
Mm-hmm.
So this 80-20 rule is that your 80% of the clients will give you 20% of the profit, and 20% of the clients will give you 80% of the profit.
Yes. In most
So
of the
those,
cases, yes.
so it means as a trainer, we have to focus more on those clients which are giving us more profit. Do you
Yes.
want
So
to?
so basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you have 100 clients, for example,
Mm-hmm.
the 20 clients that you have, you need to always give them the best service. The retention, the new trainings will always come from those 820 clients only. The 80% clients that you have will always give you one-time transaction in most of the cases.
Okay.
So for
Okay.
example, I have done many trainings also in Bangalore, and most
Mm-hmm.
of them have given me only one-time training. Ki ho gaya, chalo chota transaction tha, one day training, gone.
Uh-huh.
If you can make a full-time relation, then they get into the 20% quota. Some people have 50-50 also. Some people must have 60-40 also. For example, I have clients, if I have 10 colleges,
Mm-hmm.
I मेरे साथ उल्टा है. 6 colleges are very good for me. They always call me back. Four
Mm-hmm.
colleges, because sir, budget nahi and all that. Okay sir, no problem. So keep
Mm-hmm.
them in that ratio. But figure it out. Do not give importance to all clients equal importance. That is the mistake we do. हम
Okay.
हर क्लाइंट को सेम तरीके का अटेंशन देते हैं. नो, वी नीड टू गिव
Mm-hmm.
अटेंशन टू क्लाइंट्स हु कैन गेट मोर बिजनेस टू अस. Guys, please understand, I know we all are trainers, we all are very emotional towards, passionate about our careers, about our
Mm-hmm.
jobs, but sometimes we need to be very practical. Sometimes we have to say no. For example, if a college calls me today and they tell me, so Shobit sir, will for one day we'll give you 1500 rupees, I will not go for the training, no matter how great the client is, because I have to maintain a certain value for myself. That is what Akshay also tells us. The value has to be maintained. So if you have that kind of mindset, please understand, because it's all about the value. Those small bunch of clients will give you more value by giving you more trainings.
So hi Shobit.
Thank you,
Am I-
Anaya, for the great point. Hi, Akshay. How are you? Welcome to the session.
Can I add something to this 80-20 principle?
Yes, yes. Go ahead.
बहुत देर से अक्षय अक्षय हो रहा था, मैं अंदर लेटा हुआ था कमरे में.
Okay. Go ahead.
For remembering me during a webinar. So people actually मैं आपको बताता हूँ, मेरा एक पर्सपेक्टिव है, मतलब शोभित जो कह रहे हैं, that is a generic perspective, and this actually in the different world. But see how I see 80-20 principle. So
Shobit, sorry, Akshay, we can't hear you. I think the dogs are barking in the background. We can hear them more.
नहीं, मेरे यहाँ तो कुछ नहीं है. I guess
Oh,
can
okay.
themselves.
Okay. Okay.
मेरे एंड पे कोई डॉग्स नहीं है, but yeah, even to some dogs barking here and there. So is it better now?
Yes, yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Perfect. See, I am speaking. Dogs are not barking this time, so it was somebody else's microphone. Anyways, so 80-20 principle का मतलब क्या है? See, I'll tell you what my understanding about that is. So there are two types of clients. One is the client who will pay you well, and second is a client giving client. 80-20 क्या लॉजिक है? तो जैसे आज मैं शोभित के साथ भी दिन में कॉल पे था, हमारा कुछ डिस्कशन हो रहा था, तो मैं उस डिस्कशन से पिकअप करके आपको 80-20 प्रिंसिपल समझाता हूँ.
Akshay, sorry to interrupt you. Somebody asked you to talk in English.
Okay, ठीक.
I saw the comment box.
Thank you for telling me. So I'll try to speak as much as possible in English so that everybody can understand. So today only myself and Shobit were having discussion about our collaboration which happened around 3 years to 4 years back, where I used to deliver training for even 2000 rupees to college students. I used to go there because that was my initial phase, because I just came into this training industry. So that was like those colleges were in the category of 80%. So they were not paying me well, but because of me reaching out there again and again, I was getting great market exposure. So were they paying well? No. But are they my clients? Yes. Now, because of them, colleges like IIT, colleges like Delhi University, colleges like Amity University, colleges like Lloyd Law College, they saw me that Akshay Agarwal is actually delivering a lot of value to college students, and hence it is worth to invite him. So as soon I went to these universities, I charge for just one session around 10 to 15,000 rupees a day, which is actually normal, which is not at all a big deal these days. So when I was charging 15,000 rupees for one day, that is my 20% clientage. तो my 20% clients are actually, जैसे अब जो रेवेन्यू है मेरा, जैसे मेरे बैंक में अगर 1 लाख रुपए है, तो मेरे को जो वो 1 लाख रुपए का बैलेंस है ना, वो 80,000 रुपए सिर्फ 20% क्लाइंट्स ने दिया है, और जो 20,000 रुपए है वो मेरे 80% क्लाइंट्स ने दिया है. Because when I was doing sessions for 1,500 rupees, 2,000 rupees, those were in volumes. But यहाँ पे जब मैं आया, मैंने एक सेशन किया, वो एक सेशन was equivalent to 10 such sessions. अगर मैं 1500 में 10 सेशंस कर रहा हूँ, तो मेरे को 15,000 में एक सेशन में मिल रहा है. तो अब what Shobit is trying to establish here is understand that who is that 20% client and who is that 80% client, and try to focus more on that 20% client, so that that 20% will refer you more of his kind of clients. जैसे मैं लॉयड में जाके सेशन करके आया, एमिटी में जाके व्हेन आई डिड माय सेशन, सो आई रिक्वेस्टेड एमिटी टू रेफर मी टू डिफरेंट प्लेसेस. Now Amity will refer to only good colleges. So Amity referred me to Shiv Nadar University. Shiv Nadar then referred me to Ashoka University, and hence that circle and that quality is increasing. So that is my understanding about 80-20. So understand, go back, do the calculation that what kind of clients are actually paying you pretty well. You have to have that understanding. So thank you, Shobit, for this opportunity. I just wanted to speak this point.
Yes, of course, Akshay. Thank you so much. Vandana ma'am, I hope this answers your question.
Yes. You both explained it too well. Thank you.
Yes. So basically, you need to understand what is that 20% means to you. For example, some clients don't give you much of the remuneration, but they give you amazing feedback, something like that. So you need to figure out what is my 20% clientele and what is my 80% clientele. That you need to just figure it out. That's all. Next point, sell value, not the factors. Now, when you talk about your training program, so for example, let's say you talk about 1 hour of training program. For example, yesterday Sakshi took a training program on gender diversity and gender sensitivity. Now, if you only talk about gender sensitivity is important and all that, it is, or for example, what I'm going to present facts and all that. The client might not be interested to know that. They want to understand what is the value that will add in their on their employees' mindset after having the training. So the slide, there was a slide in Sakshi's presentation that 42% or 50% the productivity of the employees will increase if there is a gender diversity, if the LGBT community comes in the workplace. It has been proven point. So the value will increase of the employees if you have this kind of training. The mindset is accepted. If the mindset is like we have to accept the LGBT community so that our productivity will increase. So my training will make this value to your clients, will make this value to your employees. So the factors of the training, the TOC, the content, trust me, every trainer has those. Even Google पे आपको मिल जाएगा. But what I'm trying to tell you is what value that will add in your client's life, that you need to talk about. That is the most important thing. Whenever you design also, always, for example, when I design a sales training, I have designed a sales training on the Excel also. I don't give like 4 to 6, I will talk about sales plan. I give 3 sections, 4 to 5, 4 to 6 sales plan, what I'm going to cover and what is the result, what will be the result of that. The result will be if your employees are making 3 calls today, after my sales plan, they will make 10 calls per day. That is the result that you will get. So talk about the value, not the factors of the training. And last most important thing, that is something Akshay Akshay talks about that a lot. Customers don't buy the product, they buy the salesperson. When I say salesperson, that means trainers. So it is very important for us to be in a very, very strong profile. That means personal branding, good LinkedIn profile, good Facebook engagement, a good number of followers. LinkedIn profile is a must. They will always see what kind of a person you are. No matter how great your TOC is, no matter how great your content is, they will always see who you are. So if you have great number of years of experience, that's great. If you have less number of years of experience, you need to tell them, I have taken 100 trainings on this topic. I have taken this. I have served these many clients. This is the profile I have. So they will buy your profile. They will not buy the product that you have. I hope this was something which is understood, right? Shall I move on? Anyone in the chat box, or unmute yourself and say yes?
Yes.
Shobit, I had a question.
Yes.
So you said that, yesterday I covered that point. So I didn't understand. So according to you, was that okay, or was that not okay?
That was a great point. That was a great point.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. In the big, because I couldn't attend the full session. In the beginning, you shared a slide which
Yes,
gives some
yes.
data that 80% of the productivity increases in the company with
Yeah.
LGBT, like something like that.
Yeah.
That's a great value. That's a great value.
Okay.
So when you, for example, tomorrow if you're going to a client and introducing your this program of yours, client, you should talk about that the value will increase of your company if you have this kind of training and if you have this kind of mindset in the employees.
Yeah.
So that
So basically,
value,
it gave a context that, if you will have if you will have policies which are more gender inclusive or sexuality inclusive, there would be a more revenue, of course, and with
yes,
increased sensitivity. Okay, great.
yes,
Thank you.
that is something which you need to tell. Ki my training will affect the mindset of your employees in this way that your productivity will. Basically, you need to tell them what is the end result.
Yeah.
Don't tell them what I'm offering. Tell them what you will get after my offering. That is something you need to understand.
Okay, great.
So I'm not saying become a salesperson and sell all these things. In your generic discussion, have points like that. So for example, I'm not trying to give I'm the best salesperson, I'm doing that and all. No, my basic finder is you will get more clients. You will get more trainings if you attend this session. That is something which my words are. I hope you understand that, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Chalo, next point. So while pitching, so Vandana ma'am already asked this question. I'm not going to too much technical details, but let me cover basic points that I always do. And that is your universal methods. It will always be, it will always be helpful to you. First thing first, energy should sound. Whether you are on calls, whether you are on video call, whether you are in personal meeting, you should always have amazing energy when you talk. When I say energy, doesn't mean you have to talk loud, you have to be aggressive and all that. You should be very confident and proud of the training that you're offering to your client. For example, I'm 27 years old. I have become 27 this year. Every college TPO have always asked me, शोभित आपका experience का issue है, शोभित आपके पास experience नहीं है. I very confidently tell, sir, take a free demo if you want, take the feedback and then you let me know. So basically, when you're talking to your client, first thing first, you should have always energy, positive energy. That means that you are very proud of yourself. You have a lot of confidence on your training. You should not feel like, sir, it's okay, no problem, I understand. Do not be in a subordinate mode. When you talk to the client, always be positive. Don't argue with them. Be very polite, but energy should be there. They should always see the energy that you have when you're talking to them. That is something, the first point. It is always relevant when you're making a follow-up call. And tell, as Vandana ma'am said, you might sound needy. No. Talking about demo, are we doubting ourselves? I didn't understand, Anaya. Can you unmute yourself and talk? Anaya wrote a question talking about demo. Are we doubting ourselves? Acha, for the college principal, take a demo. No. I mean to say, I just talk like that. If you want a free training demo, also I'm ready, because I'm so confident that you will get a good response only. Basically, I'm just trying to tell, when you have a discussion with a client, when you have a discussion with anyone, you should always be confident on yourself. You should always have the energy to portray positive things about your training, about your past experience and all that. You should not get subordinated by the client. Because he's paying doesn't mean that he rules you or she rules you. That's the mindset you should have. The energy should be amazing. Your positive energy should sound in the call. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm saying. Anaya, fine, Anaya? Great. Okay. So next point, probing. Guys, this is the universal sales method. If you're not doing this, I'm sorry. Anyone, whether it's trainer, whether it's pharmaceutical, whether it's manufacturing, any kind of sales that we do, probing is the most important thing. When I say probing, that means simply asking questions to the client before even talking about what you have to offer them. So for example, if you're talking to any client, anyone on the call, You need to understand before even you talk what I do, what is my profession, what kind of trainings do I provide. I always ask them, sir, how many students do you have? For let's say I am going to a corporate. I took a training for By and Large Private Limited. It's a corporate marketized company. So I have a lot of sales experience, but what is relevant for them? So I ask 10 questions. What is the team members that you have? What kind of work they do? What is the sales they are happening? What is the ticket price you have? All those kind of questions. The more you probe, the more questions that you ask the client, the more information you can get. The more information you can get, and what will happen with that information? You can customize your training according to the need of the client. I repeat, the more questions that you ask, you will get a lot of information from the client. And with that information, you have to process that information when you're talking to the client, and then present your training in such a way that solves the problem of the client. Right? Look at the third point. Listen more, talk less. This is the most major problem every person do. Even I used to do in my early days. We are so eager to talk about our training. We are so eager to talk about what we have to offer. We don't listen to the client. First, listen to the client. If you have a 10-minute call, spend at least 60 to 70% in just listening to the client, what they have to say, what the pain point is, what is the problem they are facing. If they are not open about it, try to dig questions, try to ask them questions. Okay sir, so for example in real estate, if you are a real estate agent, for example, they always ask you questions. Sir, aapko kis tarah ka ghar pasand hai? What is the family members that you have? You like seaside or you like hillside, sir? What kind? So if they ask me these kind of questions, they will only present me the house that I really want. So if you're going to a kindergarten school, you will not be able to present an entrepreneurship training. You need to present, for example, if yesterday's session, Sakshi took a session that is for adults. If she goes to a teenage school, the content will not be this open and this wild like this, the way she presented to us, because we are adults. To them, she has to present it in a very structured way. That is the most important thing. So when you understand the client's requirements, that is the time you can customize your program, your training, and then you can pitch the program. Look at the fourth point. Identify a problem. While getting the information, what magic will happen is you will identify a problem that this client has. They will not say directly to you that we are suffering from this, or this is something which we can solve. You need to identify a problem that you can find and then give a solution to them. Very important. Look at the fifth point. Suggest, don't sell. So basically, Vandana ma'am told me in the beginning that Shobit, don't we sound needy? No, ma'am. What will happen is, after understanding all the things or the pain points of the client, then you just suggest. So I would suggest that I have a training program. This training programs in previously also have taken, and this is the value that you get in this training program. If you want, this training program can help you in this way, sir. I would suggest. I repeat, I would suggest go with this training program. Also, I can customize this training program. I suggest we do a 3-day, it is generally a 7-day training program, but for you, I would suggest take 3-day training program. Suggest word is very important. Do not say, I would say, please sir, buy this. I think you should enroll for the training program. No, I suggest you go for this training. That will be helpful to you, sir. That is the words that we need to choose. And lastly and most importantly, be original and be natural. That's something very important. Do not try to copy anyone. Do not try to copy my words, what I'm saying. You fix up yours. So for example, I use the word suggest very much. If you have any word that indicates yourself in that way, please do that. Not a problem. Every person has their own unique style. Use that. For example, I am very aggressive when I talk to clients. I'm very aggressive. You don't need to be. You need to be polite, kind, and you can go ahead. Just make sure the principles you should have in your mind while talking to the client. Everyone, I hope this was helpful. Any questions? Can we move on? Questions you can ask me in the last. If any questions still in the calling what to talk, please ask. If you
Shobit, I have a question. So when you said probing, ask questions, it's also basically doing a need assessment on your behalf?
Yes,
Okay.
correctly.
Yeah.
So need assessment, that is identify a problem. Identifying a need, identifying a problem is the first important factor in providing training. See guys, understand this, we are in a beautiful profession where we can understand the client and customize a training according to that. A manufacturing industry cannot do that. What they manufacture, people have to buy the kind of product that they want. For example, if I buy this bottle, the shape is already designed, it will not change. So people have to do a lot of market research and then come up with a new product. With us, we can, for every client, we can customize a program according to the knowledge that we have. That is the most important thing. So if you can customize your program, you can customize your program, that will be amazing for all of you, right? Something very important. Shall we move on?
I have a question,
Yes,
Shobit.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So when it comes to being original and natural,
Yes,
so I have a question here. See, we
Mhm.
all have two sides. One is our natural style where we are just being natural.
Mhm.
Like, and when it comes to our professional lives,
Mhm.
it is not always necessary that we are natural, because
Yes.
I'll just give my example that as a school
Mhm.
administrator, though I am a
Mhm.
very soft person to talk to generally, which I get a feedback from people around me, but when
Mhm.
it comes to taking care of the role of a principal in a school, I cannot be soft always,
Mhm.
right? So
Yes.
what I feel is that I have, like, everyone out of us, like, we have
Mhm.
two sides. One is like
Mhm.
what we are as original person,
Mhm.
and what we have to portray sometimes in our
Yes.
professional lives. When it comes to talking to a person or a client, and if we say that we have to be original and you're natural,
Okay.
somehow I'm not able to understand this point,
So
or I need some more clarity.
I'll tell you, sir. So I'll tell you, ma'am.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
basically,
sure.
when I say be original and natural, is basically this call that you're giving to a client is the trailer of the entire training that you have, right? So the way you are in the training, the way you project yourself in the professional trainings that you will conduct for this client, that is the most important, and that is the way you should present yourself in the call also. That is what I'm talking about. Client
Okay,
is
you.
different. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
sorry. Go ahead, ma'am.
No,
Go ahead.
no, you complete first, then I'll.
So what I'm trying to say is, when I say be original and natural, the
Mm-hmm.
way you will present yourself in the training. For example, the way I take a sales training is very different from I take a placement training for college, right, ma'am? There are two different trainings. So when I
Yeah.
talk to a client who I'm pitching for a sales training, I will be very aggressive and I will be very dominant to them. Sir, I have taken this,
Mm-hmm.
this, that, my pitch will be completely different. I will be original as a sales person, original, right? When I
Mm-hmm.
talk to a placement officer, when I talk to a principal, I have to be humble to them because they are a principal, they are a TPO, right? They have 100 trainers database. That time I will be with them according to the clients, according to the training program that I will provide to the college. So sir, I can customize this program for you, no problem sir. As you said, the students are like that. So basically it depends on the person that you're talking. When I say be original and be natural, that means it depends on the kind of training that you have to provide to them, right?
Okay, so it means that one is that depending upon the client, you have to decide how you have to speak.
Yes.
And second point, which I have understood from this discussion, is that you have your style and your the way you are handling the situation should be same as on the call and while
Yes.
taking the training also.
Yes. So it also means that, for example, ma'am, for me, I'm very passionate and very aggressive when I talk, right? Let's say you are a person who's very professional and very sweet when you talk. You can't be like Shobit. I can't be like energy. I cannot be like dominant to person. Then you don't need to be. Be the way you want. Just keep the principles in your head that I have to ask questions. I have to suggest I have to suggest a solution to a problem. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Just be
Okay.
yourself. If you do not, like, for example, as you said, we have two personalities. Do not bring a different personality in the sales call. In the sales call, be the way you are. Just implement those ideas in the personality, the way you talk to clients. That's all I'm asking you, right?
Okay. Okay.
So Dinesh sir say client is different from teachers. Clients are our parents. Yes sir. So when you talk to a parent, for example, I take counseling sessions on a daily basis. Parents are not clients. Parents cannot be a client. So for parents, you need to talk about the children. You have to focus on the children more. So you need to be an expert. Firstly, you have to be an expert in that. Okay. Yes, that's amazing. So you need to be assertive when you talk to the parents. So for parent, when you're talking about, you need to be very, very, very sure of the points that you're talking about. For example, I'm into education sector. So law, trust prep industry, MBA, colleges, all those knowledge I have. So when I talk to them, I give them more information rather than a program that I'm trying to sell. When I give them information, yes, they will already buy my program. Yes.
Can I add something to
Sure.
Sir's question? So
Sure.
what Dinesh said is that, teachers are not client. But if you think from my point of view, as a trainer, as a teacher trainer, and as a parent coach, I am like, parents are also my clients and teachers are also my clients and school owners are also my clients. So it depends on what you are and what you're planning to do. Like, to
Yes.
address to what Dinesh said.
Great. So even I would suggest a small thing also, which I have not written on the screen. When you are having call with anyone, teachers, parents, HR, L&D managers, just try to solve a problem on the call only. Sir, I would suggest in this time, this is the kind of steps you can take. This is the suggestion that I can have. Also, if you want, I can also help in the training. It's all about adding value to your clients. I repeat, it is all about adding value to your clients. In the call, you should add some value to the client's problem. If you give them a solution, they will always be happy. So in that only, they will always say, "Haan, theek hai, I want the program from you." So basically, adding value is the key principle here. Shall we move on? It's already 5:45, right? We'll take another bunch of questions later. Okay. Okay, great. So guys, this is something which I have done a lot of buying behavior research, and this is something which I have already taken into account. A lot of research I have done, and this is the conclusion that I have drawn. This is something which has proven right to me. This might prove right to you also. When you have a low ticket price, you need to sell the value, and when you have a high ticket price, you need to sell the brand. Let me clarify. So when you have a low ticket price, for example, if you're doing a training for 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, 1500 rupees, 2000 rupees, anything which is a very low ticket price, a 1 day session, a 1 hour session, or a 2 day session max, or something like that, or even not forget the length. The price, the value of that product program is very less. Very less. The price of the program is very less. You need to sell the value to the customer. So when I say value, for example, Vandana ma'am took a session for teachers, if I'm not wrong, for 300 rupees, right, ma'am? You took a
Yes, sir.
session. So when you
Yeah.
take a session like that, so in that session, when we are paying just 300 rupees, 300 rupees is nothing for anyone. People will always pay you 300, 500,000 rupees when they see the amazing value they get. वो Indian mindset, middle class mindset, you need to pinch that middle class mindset, that in less money you're getting high value. So for example, in my book readers club, it's a very small ticket price, 555 rupees I charge. For that, I tell them you get reading habits, you get ebooks and all that, you get Volt, you get reviews, you get ebooks, audiobooks, book summaries, book reviews. I talk about the value more rather than what I am as a brand. When you buy so this is the low value, you need to sell the brand, you sell the value. It's a low ticket price. When you're selling a high ticket price program, when you're selling a high ticket program that starts from 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, every trainer will have a content, every trainer will have TOC, every trainer will have 10 years, 12 years, 5 years of experience. They want to see the brand that you can sell. So when Akshay talks about that you need to create a brand for yourself, you need to market yourself and all that, that time people will not buy the content that you have. They will look at it. Secondly, the first thing they will always buy, they will pay you 20,000, 50,000, 1 lakh rupees of charge per day training when they see the brand in you. So for the low ticket price, increase the value. Sir, ye dunga, main wo dunga, main ye dunga. Give 10 things in just 500 rupees, they will be attracted. But when you're selling a high ticket price, sell yourself first. Sell the brand that you carry. Sell the kind of experience that you carry. Sell the kind of trainings that you have done in the past. All that big profile that you carry, that you need to understand. This mobile is Xiaomi mobile. Xiaomi company, this costs 20,000 rupees. And my sister has an 80,000 rupees iPhone. This phone has better features than iPhone. Trust me, this phone has better options than iPhone. But still that cost 80,000, this costs 20,000. Why? Not because of the features, not because of the value that create. It is all because of the brand value. Here they are giving me value in terms of factors or product information. In that iPhone, it is all about the brand. It is a high status symbol for them. So you need to, when you're giving a high ticket price, you need to increase your brand value, not the training value. Training value will already be increased, but first you need to work on your brand value.
Shobit,
Yes.
Can you please explain this with your own example or experience? Maybe one pitching or one experience that when you
Yes,
use your value.
of
Your
course, of course. So,
yeah.
for example, ma'am, my book readers club, it's a club that I've started where I motivate people to read. Now, this clubs right now is the joining fees is 999 rupees, right? It's 1,000 rupees. It's a low ticket price. Now, for this club, I do not sell myself that I have done this great experience. I am an avid reader. I talk about basics of it, but I don't give like I have done 50 research. I have done these many trainings on reading habits and all that. No, I just simply talk to my clients, all my customers that were part of the group, that you get 7 day reading challenge. That in 7 days you can become a reader. You get ebooks. You get all these great audiobooks. You get like-minded community. I talk about the factors that will help them to become a reader, right? Now, when I talk about high ticket price, for example, for a company like By and Large Corporate Limited, I took 5,000 rupees per day. For me, that time last year I took for me that was a high ticket price. So that time I was not selling the value that they will get. Obviously, I talked about that. First thing is I talked about the brands that I have worked with. I have worked with Taj. I have worked with Byju's. I have worked with Barclays Bank Career Launcher. I have got training from Grant Cardone, Dan Locke, all those brand that I'm carrying myself. When you talk about brand means simple: your experience, your feedback, and your learnings. I repeat, your experience, the kind of experience that you have, the learnings that you have done, and the feedback or the past experiences that you have with your clients. Those three things you need to sell. When someone is paying you high amount, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 50,000, they do not want to see what you are offering in the training. They want to see, should I invest this much in this person? That is what is more required. I hope this is clear, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank
No
you.
problem. So let's move on to the last slide before I take questions. So guys, there are some negotiations and objections. I don't want to get into too much into detail. This is the last slide. So I just want to give you some basics of it. So how you can handle the questions, how I handle any sales question, whether it's as a trainer, whether as a salesperson, anything. The first objection always the client has, sir, price zyada hai. 5,000 per day I cannot do. 10,000 per day I do not have. 1,000 rupees I do not have. People will always have price objection. How to handle price objection is, if you see the first point, always talk about the value, not the price. So basically, if they say कि 5,000 से price ज़्यादा है, one day का 5,000 कैसे ले सकते हैं आप? Simply tell them, I am taking 5,000 from you, but the students can get benefit of 50,000 when they can get a job opportunity. For example, if I'm going a placement training, I do not charge less than 5,000 for sure. 5,000 is minimum, can go up to 10,000, 15,000 also. So when I tell them that why I'm taking 5,000 rupees per day from you, is because when I take a training, I can assure you that students will not be relied on the campus placement. They will get placement opportunities from outside, and when they get great placements, you can publish them in your website that this person has got placement in this company, and then you will not think about the 5,000 that you paid me. You will think about the 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs placement CTC packages that these students have got. This is one example. So when people try to negotiate you on price, always talk about the value. They can talk about the future, not the present that they are paying. So future में इतना फायदा हो सकता है आपको अगर आपने अभी invest किया. The price, I always talk about investment. I do not say you are giving me money. I'm saying that you are making an investment in me, in the training that I have to provide. That is something very important. To handle price objection, talk about the value, not the price that they have. Sell result outcome, not the price. As I said, talk about the result. So when I talk about the sales training that I do in the companies, I do not talk about कि मैं 6 hours की एक curriculum देना होता है उनको, मैं देता हूँ 6 hours 8 hours, but I do not talk about that. I talk about how much revenue you are getting. So by and large company which I took sales training, I have done sales training for Siksha.com. All these companies I have taken, their revenue was getting, for example, one person was getting 6 lakhs per month, 6 lakhs of revenue in the company. I told them after my training, he will get 12 lakhs. I can guarantee that. Let me have a training for them. At least 50% to 100% your revenue will increase. So talk about the result, the outcome that your training can provide. That is not the price. Very important. And how to substantiate that by previous results. I took a training previously. Look at the impact that it created. Look at the feedback that I have. So look at the result that you can get, not the price. Create urgency. This is something, this will work for low ticket price, not the high ticket price. Create urgency point will work for low ticket price. When I say create urgency, that means tell them that you have, in as a trainer, you can do that. I'm very busy, my schedule is very busy. If you want to book an appointment, book today or tomorrow or this week. Matlab, basically do not give too much, okay, I'll tell you in a week, I'll confirm the training in a week. Create urgency. How you can create urgency, that is completely subjective to the trainer. I create urgency by telling them my schedule is fixed. I'm working full time in one company. I'm taking more webinars. I'm doing more trainings. If you want a training with me, sir, please create urgency. I will charge this much for this time. Next month, I will increase my rate. I'm very confident in talking about prices. If you're not comfortable, you can create urgency in your own way. For example, someone can say, sir, I understand, but I don't think after this month I will take this kind of training. This is my focus for this kind of training is this month only. If you want to book my training, you need to book it as of now, as of today, as of tomorrow, whatever timeline you want to give. I talk about today. I talk about now. If you want to fix, tell me now so I can block my calendar. I don't get anything that day because I want to serve you properly. I don't want to serve you in a hurry, right? That is something I always do. Fourth point is again subjective. Always dominate. I always dominate on the sales call. Even if I lose the client, that's fine for me because I do not want to give my, for example, customization, customization, personalization is okay. But if the client is completely, if the client requirement is something that you have to lose value of yourself, like for example, the values that you stand for, if you have to lose them, then there is no point of doing such kind of trainings. For example, I was talking to one of the, I won't name the university in Bangalore. I was having a conversation. They wanted me to come for 2 hours and they wanted to pay me something around 750 800 rupees per hour. Price was not the issue. They wanted me to, that sir wo bacche wahin se event se वापस आपके पास आ जाएंगे. There was no professionalism in the college. So I said, sorry sir, I don't think I will be able to take a training. You can consider, I can refer you other trainers to you. So always dominate the call. Always tell them that you are the authority. You know what you are talking. You're the subject expert, and this is something which I have already taken result. Fifth point is personalized, not standardized. Very important. As a trainer, as a public speaker, as a coach, as a consultant, your job is always to personalize the experience for your client. Do not sell them a standardized training program. मेरे पास एक curriculum है, एक TOC मैंने बना रखा है sir. I am sending it to you and you take this. Do not do that. Always personalize them. Always customize them according to the needs of the client. For example, today's training I have completely customized according to the trainers, right? I did not, a lot of other points that I wanted to mention, but that is not relevant to training industry. That is relevant to other industry, real estate and all that. So I have not included that. So always customize your training program for your clients. And lastly, and most importantly, the biggest selling point for you will always be the previous feedback that you have, the past results that you have created. That is your LinkedIn recommendations, the emails, the appreciations, anything that you can get hold of where other people have talked about you. When you talk about brand, it is, brand is nothing but the value that you have created in the other people's life. And when they talk about you, not you don't talk about yourself. Brand is nothing but when people talk about you, not you talk about yourself. That is something very important. Please do that. That's all from my end. And also one point I forgot to mention while pitching, while talking to the client, if you can use the grammar, the vocabulary of the client, that will make an emotional, that is make a psychological effect on that person. For example, as a trainer, I have a very habit of using TOC word, table of content. So I was talking to one Mysore college. They wanted a training and I was talking to the TPO. We were discussing about the training. I used the word table of contents 3-4 times. That person used the word curriculum. That's a school's curriculum is like that. College curriculum will end on this month. So I understood. I picked up that this person is using curriculum again and again. So instead of using TOC, I changed my word to curriculum. I thought, okay, now curriculum I will take. So that is something very important. You can also do that. So if you do that, that will be very important for you. Anyway, that's all from my end. I hope it was helpful. Any more questions? I'll take it now. Hello. Yes. Anyone has any questions? I'll be happy to take them.
I have a question, Shobit.
Yes, Kavya.
You said about the fresh calls, right?
Yes.
Yeah, during the fresh calls also sometimes the people are not in the way to listen
Yes.
since
Yes.
it's for marketing and all, because I am very bad in it. Okay, when it comes to talking to the person regarding sales and all. If some people will discard or regret or reject my call, I will feel very bad for that. So I don't want to
I
go and
understand.
take for that. How should I go if I am going? Because
Yeah.
I never thought of doing these things. Then
Okay.
after you said it's for fresh calls and all.
Mhm.
So
See, fresh calls is something I do that. It's not mandatory for everyone to do that. I recommend everyone to do that. But if you already have a good clientele, for example, I'm sure a trainer like Akshay or established trainers, they don't need to reach out to new people. They already have a big clientele. So what you can do is you can make follow-up calls. More focus should be on follow-up calls, right? When you
okay,
and if you're making a fresh call, the basic understanding is, if you make a fresh call, do not the all the points that I talked about, this and all, the understanding, problem recognition, you don't need to do that in the first call. First call should be, hello, my name is Shobit and I'm a education consultant and lifestyle trainer based on Bangalore. I came across your profile in this website. I would like to have an interaction with you. If you are free, I just need 1 minute of your time. If not, I would just like to send an email with a detailed profile of myself. Please take a look when you have time, sir. I hope that's fine, right?
your
Something like
voice
that.
is breaking.
Okay. So I'm saying that if you have, hello, am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
So I'm saying, if someone is in hurry, so don't make too much of conversation. Just tell them, just introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Shobit. I'm an education consultant based in Bangalore. I came across your reference from this person. I would like to have an interaction with you, that a training program that I can offer to you. In your free time, please read an email that I have just sent you. And once you're there, I can give you a call. Maybe tomorrow, sir. I can give you a call tomorrow at 11 a.m. That sounds great, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Something like that.
If we
In
are reaching for school and all for doing trainings and all, um, which way it will be better? Means through the calls, or is it better to go directly and ask,
see,
approach the
see,
principal?
Kavya, I always say that whether you're going for principal, a company, anywhere, if
Okay,
you can find a reference, if possible, if
okay.
you can find a reference, even a student will work.
Hmm.
Even if a student who go, for example, there's a school called DPS, Delhi Public School, very famous school
Hmm.
in India. I have taken trainings for that school. I got the training from a student who comes in Career Launcher, the center that I work in. I talk to them. I take economics classes and marketing classes and all that. Can you talk to your faculty? He talked to the faculty. He got the number for them. I called the faculty. Hello, ma'am. Ambika must have talked to you. I would like to, discuss about the. Can we have a meeting? So I do not tell everything on the call. I just first try to arrange a meeting for me. In the meeting, I pitch everything like that. I hope you understood,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So
Hmm.
if you can find a reference, that would be the amazing thing.
Hmm.
If not reference, always be professional. Send an email first. You will get the professional emails on all the schools or college website. First, send an email. Also, please understand, never give call to receptionist and all that. As a trainer, it is something that I have decided for myself. I always contact the authority. I'm not saying that you need to call the CEO of the company, but
Hmm.
always try to call someone who's in authority. And how do I do that? I do a lot of research on LinkedIn. So, for
Okay.
example, by and large, company that I took sales training, the CEO directly messaged her on LinkedIn. She also gave me a recommendation on my LinkedIn profile. I did that because I wanted to talk to her. At first, I sent the message on the LinkedIn, and then I created this kind of. That's all.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure, of course. Anyone else? Vandana ma'am, Anaya? Everyone has left, I guess. Only we are five of us are there.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I have a question.
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
So, like with me, I'll take my example only. So even if through my webinars, I know that I am trying to give my 20 years of experience as a value, right?
Yes. Yes.
and talking about those tried and tested methods which have really helped me.
Yes.
But still, when it comes to uh, branding, I should say, or marketing my webinars, I can say, I'm not sure whether I'm using the right words, right? When it comes to popularizing my webinars, and it comes to talking to the right person in the school, so it is not possible for me to approach principals directly, you know that.
I understand.
So I have to approach the PAs or the receptionist and something like that, and they will not, I know they will not listen to me, or they will not take my calls forward. So I can't talk to them directly. So in my case, what I should do, I can just I can just drop a WhatsApp message to all the principals who are known to me. But in the past few days, when I have started taking these webinars and started conducting these training programs on my own, I'm receiving good feedback. But what I'm trying to say is that if I'm getting, let's say, 28 participants, let us say, I see myself taking a training of, let's say, 50 participants. So what I can do, and I cannot approach principals, I cannot directly, I cannot call them, and many a times I'm seeing that even if I am dropping a WhatsApp message to someone, the person is known, reading the messages, but still not responding. So as someone just said that, you feel bad.
I understand.
So in that case, you have given various good points over here. So I'm just asking for a personal suggestion that in that particular case, what I should do, that I don't seem to be a needy person, but I'm just trying to I'm just trying to give lot of value through my programs. It's like I'm giving all my experience to it. And maybe I'm expecting people to, understand that what big thing I'm giving to them in just this small amount of price. But how can I do so that people are able to understand? Or I can say, I'll reframe that what positive changes I can bring in myself when I communicate and market my webinars.
So, ma'am, I'll give you a very practical solution to this, which I have also done that for my book readers club.
Okay.
So, first thing first, to be very honest, let me be very blunt and honest with you. I don't know you as a principal, let's say. I don't know you, one. For example, let's say, or even if I know, I don't know the value that you're creating, right? You know that value that you're creating.
Yes.
So how you can reach out to those people to market yourself, market through the people who have already attended your webinars. Already people who have attended your webinars, they know the value of that value you're creating, all those things, directly or indirectly, they should market you instead of you marketing yourself. So in my book readers club, I have asked people, kindly share your feedback, kindly share your reviews. They all put up LinkedIn and Facebook profiles tagging me that I got great results, thank you Shobit, and all that. So you need to market that as much as possible. Also, when you are sending messages to these principals, do not send messages of the webinar. Send messages of the feedback of the webinar. Just one pic or one sentence. Hello, sir. This is just for your information. I had a session last week. If you are interested, let me know. I can have a free session for you. Something like that. Or I can provide a webinar just for 300 rupees. Also, do not talk about what you are going to tell in the webinar. Right? Tell what they will get in the webinar. For example, and always customize the message also, ma'am. So, for example, don't send a message, dear principal. No. For example, someone says Vandana Banga. I will always send a message, dear Vandana ma'am, or dear Mrs. Banga, something like that. I will always customize. It is a pleasure to connect with you, who is a great principal of DPS school. So I will customize this message 10 times. There is no better sound to hear your own name, to read your own name. So if you customize your messages, you might get responses also. Also, one more solution. If WhatsApp, because you have a WhatsApp number, that means they people already know you now, right? So if those are not responding to you, you need to find a bigger market for yourself. Every major school principal is on LinkedIn now. I repeat, every single school principal, any good faculty is on LinkedIn today. Approach them through LinkedIn. Just type the name of the college, for example, Delhi Public School, Kendra Vidyalaya. Click on that college and look at around you. Type the city name. There are a lot of filters, and send them personalized messages. Hello, my name is name is Vandana Banga. I'm this 20 years of experience trainers. I have done that on a daily basis. Don't call anyone. Just send 3 messages. On a daily basis, just send 3 messages. I can assure you, if you send 30 messages, 5 to 10 of them will reply to you. You can do that.
And also one thing you were just saying that in Book Readers Club, when you were giving the example of that, you were saying that you asked, or your people who attended the Book Readers webinar, you asked them to give write post on LinkedIn tagging you, something like that. You were just saying how to do that.
So, ma'am, basically, I don't ask them directly. Let me be very honest.
That doesn't look nice.
I don't ask them directly. What I do is, this is something which is long term, ma'am. You have to do a lot of hard work for that. So basically, I have started this club in January, February. So every day I'm just motivating people to read. So basically, I told them, again, indirect sales. So what I did is, I told them, tell your learning to the world. Tell, for example, if you read a book today, few pages of the book today, and you learned something from that book, publish that on the social media so that people start, following you. And then what happens in that way, some people, I don't ask them tag me. They only tag me that, thank you, Shobhat, for making me read. Something like that. Because they already find value in that. So this is what, for example, in my if you see my WhatsApp status, I have posted a picture of Mithu. He has mentioned my name in his Instagram page. This is something. So basically, make a WhatsApp group of your members who have attended or who will attend your webinar. Keep adding value to their life. And they will eventually market you. That is something which you need to do.
Okay. Yeah, understood.
Yes.
Yeah, great.
Okay. So, any other question? Can we move on? Everyone has left. 4 of us are here. Thank you so much for being with me till the last. Anaya, Vandana, and Suhani's mother.
Bharti. Thank you so much, Shobhat. An extremely informative and extremely useful session for me personally, because I have been non-structured work for quite many years, but I'm trying to structure it now since the past couple of years. And all the steps I have noted in detail with your examples, and I'm going to try them and put them to use very quickly. For now, I'm waiting for this lockdown to get over. Should I wait or should I launch my webinars right away?
Ma'am, don't wait. Start right now. If you need any help, always message me, call me. I'll be ready to help you in any way possible. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for staying.
Yeah. Thank you, Shobhat. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye.